Moving on swiftly, there's been controversy this week, boys.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've seen with Man United. Ten Hag came out and started saying that basically Sancho is not training properly and that he's not giving it his all. And then Sancho came out with, a very strong statement, vehemently disagreeing with what he said. What he said was, if you haven't heard it already, please don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people saying things that is completely untrue. I've conducted myself in training very well this week. I believe there are other reasons for this matter that I won't go into. I've been a scapegoat for a long time, which isn't fair. All I want to do is play football with a smile on my face and contribute to my team. I respect all decisions that are made by the coaching staff. I play with fantastic players and grateful to do so, which I know every week is a challenge. I will continue to fight for this badge no matter what. What are you man saying?
I just want to say before I start, shout out to Jadon Sancho, innit?
Kenneth
Boy, he's a kid ball. He's a kid ball. Millwall, he knows about that. Do you know what I mean? But you know what? Yeah, and I think I'm with Ten Hag on this one, only because this is the same manager that gave Sancho time off. Gave Sancho time off to work on his mental, get your mind right, all that stuff there. Like it wasn't like it was short. It was like a good 3 weeks.
Send him to the
he's there for time. Having his own training sessions and that away from the team.
You know what I mean? So it's not like as if like Ten Hag wasn't he was trying to get Sancho like to that level as well, innit? But at the end of the day, it's just like you're a winger, yeah. And we look at the Ten Hag system and how they play. Like Anthony is always tracking back. You put Sancho on the right. Is Sancho going to track back the way Anthony does? No. I don't think so. Cool. Now we're going to go to the left. Rashford, okay, he can play up front, but he's not as good. You want Rashford. Rashford's the kind of guy you want him in the game. And you've seen when Rashford plays his best football, he's always coming in from the left. So that's another issue. So like really and truly, I feel like this is just bad squad planning from United in general. Because realistically, why did you buy Sancho then?
Why did you buy Anthony?
Why did you buy Sancho?
Who was manager when they bought Sancho again? Was it
Solskjaer? Yeah, it wasn't a turn.
That's what I said. United have very bad squad planning.
They really do.
It doesn't make sense now when you deep it, because it's like Anthony doesn't give you any goals. He just gives you work rate. So that's the bit where I can side of Sancho. When it's like you're looking at guys like Anthony and Martial getting into this team, you're thinking, what? Like, what do I need to do? And I have no doubt that Sancho is doing what he needs to do in training.
He looked good in pre-season.
But I feel like Ten Hag is just, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Ten Hag has just kind of made his mind up with Sancho. Like he did that long time ago. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, it's not that he didn't purposely put Sancho on blast, but I don't feel like this was, I'm not with Ten Hag. He should have, I don't think he shouldn't have said all that stuff about the training and stuff. I think he should have kept that in-house. That's the only advice. Bro, Sancho's a Kenneth and you, bro. He's got to respond.
But that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, do you think that he was right in coming out publicly and saying that about Sancho?
I think, obviously, it's not necessarily right to call out the players, innit? But I think it's just the fact that he's, like Afia said, he had his own training and stuff doing last year away from the team. And his whole Man United career, it's been he ain't nothing like the Dortmund player. He's a shadow of himself.
£70 million player, remember that.
And for Ten Hag to come out and say this, I just think Ten Hag is just saying forget all of this now because you don't do enough. You are not the same player, and for him to say he's getting scapegoated, like Harry Maguire at the top of the list.
That's a scapegoat.
That's a scapegoat.
He doesn't know about scapegoat yet. I'm telling you that right now.
For him to say he's scapegoated, that don't even make sense at all.
Because let's be real, I feel like, and this Sancho in the last 3 years, bro, he's had more than enough chances, in my opinion, innit? Like, I just have to be real. Like, I don't know the stats in terms of how many games he's played since he's joined that, but it's therefore a good amount of games this guy's started or he's coming off the bench. Like, it's not like he's getting graveyard minutes. He's getting good, 20 minutes, 25 minutes from the bench, innit, if he's not starting. I just feel like, bro, like,
I just felt like
I just need to pattern up, man. Like,
I just felt like cool, you feel that way about Sancho, innit? And he may not be training well. I just don't think you can come out as a manager and say that, because one, that can damage his career, and two, it kind of does look like you're scapegoating him. You've just been slashed 3-1, and now you're angry. You're complaining about, we should have had a penalty, there was an offside, Do you get asked about Sancho, and then you come out and then you brazenly say he hasn't been training well enough?
It's crazy. Has he ever said this about like Maguire and that, bro?
No, I don't think he said that about
he's never
anyone.
said that.
Do you know
like,
what I'm saying?
Sancho's been quiet bro, a lot of the time. Like.
So, and that's him saying that was obviously a clear message. You're up for sale. Like teams, you can come in and shop for Sancho. Like we're shopping him. He's on the market. Come out and get him.
45 million, yeah.
Whatever the fee is.
Arteta's failed wonderkid.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah. So him saying that, I felt like that's the sort of thing you have to keep in house. So I understand why Sancho came out and wanted to defend himself, because you can mess up a man's career like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And whether or not you want to say, he was like this at Dortmund or at City when he was in the youth team and whatnot, your team still signed him. Do you know what I'm saying? With all of that,
you knew what you was getting.
Exactly, you knew what you was getting. So I thought it was kind of wrong for Ten Hag to do that personally, but what did you think?
No, I completely agree. I think that when you're dealing with like whether it's a player like that or a situation like this, the best you can do is kind of like generalize it. So if you're asked about it, it's not something like, this player is not training well and that's why he's not playing. It's like simply
our players need to train better or something.
We need maximum. The guys that are here today are the guys that gave me like maximum that I saw were performing their best in training. So it's not a thing of singling someone but praising the others. Some along the lines of that. Exactly. And I think with Sancho and like the statement, I don't think he should have done it. I don't think he should have done it. I think
he's trying to protect his image.
He's trying to protect.
Because at the end of the day, like I hear it, innit?
Like,
but at the end of the day, he probably weighed the pros and cons of this, and he knew that if he said something, it's gonna be long.
I feel like he knew kind of like the backlash that might have come with it, especially with like
the
way they lost and who they lost to. But I think that with something like that, I think obviously I'm not a professional footballer. I don't know how these things go, but maybe it would have been better for him to, if you do want to play, then play your way into the team.
But it's hard to play when you're into a team
when the manager doesn't even like you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a sticky one.
And I was trying to think to myself, like the last time I can remember something like this happening, and it hasn't happened much. But you guys probably know more than me. A manager coming out, didn't Mourinho say something about Mata?
Oh yeah, that was
when like Oscar and that were getting picked ahead of him and he was getting dropped. Didn't he come out and say something similar about Mata not working out or something like that?
I feel like it was something like that.
So and you saw what happened with Mata. He got out the door. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the relationship's done. I feel like Sancho's.
That conversation at Carrington's going to be awkward.
100%.
I just want to throw it now because I've got the appearances. So since he's been at United, he has 58 appearances, 9 goals, 6 assists. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And he's been there.
It's 3 years now.
3 years.
Third year,
First
innit?
season.
58 appearances. That's not good.
And not over 10 goals yet in the Prem.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be long for him still.
I'm not gonna lie to you. He needs to change position, become a cam, become a number 10. I
think they're using him wrong. But apparently, I think I was speaking to Angelo about Sancho because he's frustrated with him as well, and he was saying that Ten Hag was using him at false 9, which I think he can cook. Because apparently he was used there and he was actually playing well.
In theory, definitely.
I completely agree.
I don't like him on the wide.
He doesn't have the pace anymore.
Which is weird because he's 23, 24, 25.
Maybe he
younger
is
than
fast.
that. He's 23.
You know what it is?
He's 23.
You know what it is? Maybe he is fast, but he's just not as fast as everyone else in the Prem.
We're comparing it to Bundesliga.
Exactly. Prem is different. You got
the Prem physically. There's a lot of quick boys.
you got tall Nigerians chasing you.
Well, I know. I was watching the battle between him and Saka when we played Forest, and it was crazy. It was just PMP versus PMP. It's even when you don't, even someone that you don't expect to have PMP, someone from flipping Russia or something like that, they've got PMP. There's PMP everywhere in this league. But I think I don't know, man. I like his profile. I just think that maybe the team that he's playing at,
it's just not.
No,
right
like a City, an Arsenal, maybe even a Spurs, where it's not counter-attack football. Why would you buy someone like that where you play counter-attacking football? That's not smart.
The only thing I would add with Sancho, is that I did read that this isn't like the first time that a manager's complained about his training, on it. It happened. It was the same thing at Man City. It was the same thing at in Germany as well, when it was at Dortmund. So could it just be like his head is just not in the right place?
No,
Like he's just not like for what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Like if you're going for titles and that, especially in the Prem, he's just not someone you can rely on. Like he's probably someone who, I don't know, maybe likes the lifestyle too much. I don't know, innit?
Do you know what it is? He's
I don't
probably
wanna
like
start first
Hazard,
but I don't know, innit?
like Hazard without the obviously like Hazard's like miles ahead, but you know, like everyone says that Hazard wasn't the best,
bad
Best
trainer.
trainer, yeah.
He was, but
Horrible
But
trainer.
come match day,
But come match day, he's doing his thing.
different,
I
man.
think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, he's not doing it on the match day.
Yeah.
But
And then again, he isn't a Ten Hag player, so I understand. Ten Hag didn't sign him. But like Fizz said, I understand that. But then again, like United still signed him. They knew all these things, but they still signed him.
It comes down to
So,
squad planning, innit?
Yeah,
they just saw something shiny.
and he's 350k a week.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think he's
earning
at
big
not
bucks.
actually no.
Right,
Obviously,
he's
with Casemiro
earning big
there,
bucks, bro.
Varane, probably not.
So
But-
he himself isn't trying to leave that 350k.
That's why Maguire's still there.
Exactly. Get your paycheck, then leave. You'll be what 25 when he
I think 5 years.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably run it down.